Today, we are talking about one of the biggest ironies in recent pop culture. Perez Hilton, the OG mean girl gossip blogger who made a career out of dragging celebrities at their lowest. He is currently in the hospital after a very public mental health crisis of his own. And the internet, let's just say a lot of people are not exactly rushing to feel bad for him. So, stick around because the history here is wild and it goes way beyond just one person. Let's get into it. So here's the current situation. On the night of August 4th to the 5th, 2026, Perez Hilton went live on TikTok from his home in Miami, and viewers quickly realized that something was very wrong. He appeared distressed, and the live stream showed him like what looked like acts of self-harm, and multiple people watching the live called 911. The Miami-Dade deputies responded and he was eventually taken into hospital, and his family later confirmed that he's receiving treatment, and a follow-up statement saying that he's able to communicate was put out, which has given people some hope that he's okay at least, and his account on TikTok was finally banned.
This is the top search story right now. Officials saying that Perez Hilton was hospitalized after live streaming self-harm.
This all comes after a rough year for him already, and that's the part that a lot of people are missing if they just saw the headlines this week. So, what exactly has been happening to Perez? Let's get into that. So, in March of 2026, Perez got really sick, and what started as a stomach flu turned into a perforated ulcer that led to sepsis, and he was hospitalized for like 21 days and had said that it nearly killed him. He also said that he developed a massive blood clot complication on top of that, and sources close to him called that ordeal traumatic and extreme. Here is Perez in his own words explaining that whole situation.
I nearly died this year twice. I had severe sepsis and landed in the hospital for 21 days. And then I was back in the hospital a few weeks after that.
Also, after he got out of the hospital, something shifted. He started talking a lot about finding God and the Holy Spirit, and he posted videos saying that the higher power had spoken to him.
Is this a messy stream? Jesus is good. God saved me. I am his testimony. God saved me in many ways. God saved me in many ways.
He expressed deep regret over his past behavior, the bullying, the cruelty, the way he treated people for views and money.
I knew at the time what I was doing was wrong and I didn't care. I was so selfish. But that was a long time ago and I have changed.
By June, he made a big life decision. He left his home in Vegas, where he had been living with his three kids and his mom, and moved the whole family back to his hometown of Miami.
And in Vegas, I loved it there, but my mom, who lives with me and my children, and we don't have any family there. And I think that huge health scare where it really felt like I was gonna die, I woke from that experience with such clarity, and it said, you need to be where you have.
First, let's rewind. Who is this man? If you are young like me and missed the 2000 internet, Paris Hilton was the celebrity gossip blogger. His site was appointment viewing and millions of hits per day. He used to scribble crude drawings on paparazzi photos, invented nasty nicknames, and outed people, body shamed them, and treated every celebrity breakdown like a soap opera. And the problem is, a lot of that content came at the expense of the people who were clearly struggling. The most talked about example is the Britney Spears era. In 2007 and 2008, Britney was clearly going through something that we now clearly recognize as a severe mental health crisis. She shaved her head, the umbrella incident happened, custody battles, and the beginning of the conservatorship. The media was brutal, and Perez was one of the loudest and meanest voices in the pile on. He called Britney an unfit mother. He posted edited photos with captions like loser and I miss rehab. He treated her so badly.
All that I have to say is boycott Britney Spears.
Why?
Starting a movement is a campaign. Immediately, people are supporting it. Do not buy her single. Instead, lend your support to Feist. Feist, Canadian, amazing. You heard the song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Buy that one. Go to iTunes. Download it. Do not enable Britney Spears. She is a drug addict.
And then came one of the most infamous moments. After Heath Ledger died in January of 2008, Perez promoted t-shirts on his site featuring Ledger's image with the words, "Why couldn't it be Britney?" That was next level messed up, I have to say. Years later, he apologized saying that he carried shame and regret, but a lot of people still aren't over it. And when I was doing research, I found it and I'm still not even over it myself. So I can't imagine people who were there to witness all this bullying. But Britney was far from the only one Perez was attacking. His style was equal opportunity cruelty, and several other big names got the full treatment. An example is Khloé Kardashian, who publicly called him a personal bully. He regularly body shamed her, scribbling words like fugly and worse ever over her photos. And also, Khloé said his presence online made her not even want to leave the house sometimes. It was so sad. And it wasn't just bullying that he did, by the way. Perez was notorious for outing closeted celebrities. For example, Neil Patrick Harris also talked about how Perez post helped push him out, like to come out publicly before he was ready to do it on his own terms.
So tell me, would you have come out when you came out had it not been for Perez Hilton? Did he?
Well, probably not that
At that time,
day.
yeah.
But I certainly felt it was an inevitability at that time.
And guys, that's just surface level. I haven't touched even the surface yet. I haven't scratched it. There were plenty of others, and the list goes on and on of his bullying, from Lindsay Lohan to a lot of people. Just do your research. You'll see all those evidence of him basically bullying celebrities. And that brings us to the crazy part. Like, the same guy who spent years mocking celebrities like Britney Spears, Amanda Bynes, Khloé Kardashian, and outing people, like pressuring people out of the closet, is now the one in crisis, live streaming in distress, hospitalized with people online, openly saying that they don't feel bad for him. Other people are straight up calling it karma. And it's not that mental health crisis isn't serious, but how he treated other people's pain is still very fresh for a lot of people. He built the blueprint for mean, click-driven gossip machine, but now people take mental health seriously. Now I want to know what you think. Should we feel bad for him, or is the history just too much? I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you leave a comment. Bye.